Exhilarating sports talk coming up next on The Doug Stewart Show in about 2 minutes. Stay tuned. We're about to have some fun. That's right, sports talk, guy talk, right here on The Doug Stewart Show. Show coming up in about a minute and a half. Hold on. You have entered a no puppet zone. That's right, no puppetry around here. The Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 1 minute. The realest, treeless, most unfiltered sports and guy talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show coming up in about 30 seconds. Yes!
Play this record as frequently as possible.
The Doug Stewart Show
is the best in the world as far as I'm concerned.
This is sports talk for the people. The Doug Stewart Show. It's like the tail wagging the dog. They create the narrative. Don't believe it. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Or are you not entertained? This is sports talk with hot sauce. Texas Pete hot sauce. The Doug Stewart Show. Yeah! Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Throwback Thursday, and oh boy, got a lot of great stuff for you today, as we do every single day. Good morning, Stewie. Good morning. Yeah, thank you so much for joining your boy on the Doug Stewart Show. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at DougStewart.com. Bring that beat back one more time. Bring it back one more time. Yes, sir. No matter where you're at, no matter what time of the day or night it is, I thank you for tuning in to the Doug Stewart Show. January 21st, 2015. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Shouts out to the Stewies. Already in the chat room, bright and early this morning. Who we got in this chat room already, man? Shouts out to Loose Neck Size, Sluggo, the 47th Problem, Redland Kirk, ducking and dodging. Good morning to y'all all. Texas Ty. What up, Texas Ty? Good morning, man. This is the Doug Stewart Show. If you're new to the show, man, first of all, a question I got to ask you is, what took you so long? I mean, damn. We've been doing this show for over a year now, man. Have a lot of fun Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Tell people about the show. If you haven't heard yet, trust me, at the end of today's episode, you're going to say, man, that's a good-ass show. I need to tell somebody about it. Yeah. So if you're new, a couple things you need to do. You need to go to Spreaker.com if you're not listening on Spreaker right now. Go to Spreaker, hit the little follow button, so whenever a show goes live, you will be alerted, okay? So whenever my show goes live or any of the other shows that go live on the network, speaking of which, we got one coming on today at 12 noon, the Griz. I'll talk more about that in a second. But whenever a show goes live on the network, quality program with an urban slant, a lot of times, whenever a show goes live, you will be alerted, and you can tune in and check it out. Also, you need to hit the chat button, okay? It's like a little talk, comic book bubble, chalk bubble thingy, and you click on that, and then you're introduced to a whole new world of chat. The best chat room in America. I call it the Fantasy Island of Sports and Guy Chat, and its inhabitants, as I've already mentioned, I already gave them a shout-out, are the Stewies. Yes! Yeah. Yeah. So jump in the chat room. I read a lot of chat. We do birthdays around here. We have fun with that. We do top fives. We do Dougie Dailies, entertainment. You know, we talk a lot of stuff, not just sports. Sometimes we get into some stuff outside of sports. So if you want to join in, man, you can do that. You can jump in the chat room, or you can just give us a call, old school style, at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. And let's just do it like that. All right, so what we got today, man? You see the title of the show. Warriors. Warriors the Pimp. The rest of the NBA, the hoes. Good Lord. Oh, yeah, so we'll talk about the Golden State Warriors. We'll talk about Chip Kelly. We'll talk about Andre Drummond. Futility at the line. We will talk about jersey sales in the NBA. The Buffalo Bills make an interesting hire. We're also talking about the championship games coming up this weekend in the NFL. All right, so today is a Throwback Thursday. A couple of things we got. We got a throwback clip, some classic stew from the great Yao Ming. Yes, sir. You don't want to miss that. And when I say classic stew, if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, classic stew is a clip that I play from the Two Live Stews. Yeah, if you didn't make that connection, Doug Stewart, the Two Live Stews, the world-famous Two Live Stews, the guys that invented barbershop sports talk, the guys that invented sports rap. That's right, the Two Live Stews from back in the day. So I think this is a Yao Ming clip from, I think, like 2008. I have to look at that exactly. I'm talking about the Olympics in Beijing, China. My man Earl McDowell sent me the clip yesterday, man. He's kind of like the historian for the Doug Stewart Show and the Two Live Stews. So we'll play some classic stew for you today, and trust me, Yao Ming, the great Yao Ming, is always, always funny, so stay tuned for that. Also, at 12 noon today, the Griz. The Griz back on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. My man Rashad Grismore, Cali, California flavor with the sports talk. He's going to talk about the Warriors, obviously, Carmelo, Chip Kelly as well. Some of the same things that I'll hit today on his show today at 12 noon. All right, so we'll get into all of that today. I forgot to talk about this yesterday. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I forgot to talk about this yesterday because I think we aired it. Okay, so today is Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. So we aired it Tuesday. The Sports Brothers, my man Freeman and Fox, that will probably be, a mainstay on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network starting in February. But we played one of their episodes of their podcast where they interviewed Jason Whitlock. Now, I saw in the chat room. I saw in the chat room where a lot of the Stewies were just totally disgusted with Jason Whitlock. Now, that's no secret, and I've said this before, not a Jason Whitlock fan, to say the least. My brother and me used to call him Uncle Ruckus for obvious reasons. If you saw the TV show The Boondocks, you know how Jason Whitlock gets down. You know how he gets down. So I'm not a fan, never been a fan. Actually have a little bit of history with dude. But anyway, you know how he is. And a lot of y'all kind of were mad. It seemed like y'all were upset with Freeman and Fox for doing the interview. Now, I thought the interview was good. I probably would have attacked it a little bit differently, knowing my feelings about Jason Whitlock and my disdain for dude. But that's fine. I mean, people, hosts do interviews differently, okay? And so those guys were real journalists in the way that they approached the interview. They asked him questions. They kind of took him to task on a couple of things. But here's the thing I want you to kind of understand is the thing that makes sports radio good is because you don't always agree. You have an opinion about something, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Someone else has an opinion about something or someone, and you hear different perspectives. A lot of times it's the case of we agree to disagree. So I actually thought the interview was great, man. I thought it was good. It was kind of interesting because Whitlock is that dude that we all got strong opinions about. And listen, I'm not people, and I know plenty of people that just straight out call Jason Whitlock an Uncle Tom. Okay, I do. And I'm not that type of dude. I'll say this. I love free thinkers. I don't expect anybody to think the same way that I do and have the same opinion about a certain subject the way that I do. So I love somebody that's their own man and have their own take on things. And Jason Whitlock has his own take on things. I'll say that for him. Now, once again, would I call him an Uncle Tom? No. Would I call him a coon? No. I probably wouldn't. But I will say this. He does and says a lot of Uncle Tomish, coonish type things. If you understand what I'm saying. Not going to call the man Uncle Tom, but he does some Tomish things. That's just my opinion. If you know the story, if you listen to the Two Live Stews, this is probably 7-8 years ago. We were at a Super Bowl radio row somewhere, and one of his producers came to us after our show was done, and I'm going to tell you the story. I don't think I've ever told the story. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you the story when we get back from the break. We're about to go to the break right now. When we get back from the break, I'll tell you the story and why, in particular, I'm not a fan of Jason Whitlock. He got the wrong one. Yeah, and a lot of you may know the story if you listened to us that day on Radio Row at whatever Super Bowl it was. I don't remember. My head bad like that. But I'll tell you the story when we get back from the break. And when we get back from the break, let's talk a little bit about the Golden State Warriors. They kicking much ass. My gosh. Sports talk with hot sauce. The realest, treeless sports talk show in America, the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
The world's heavyweight champion of sports and guy talk radio. This is the Doug Stewart Show. January 21st, 2015. The Griz coming up at the 12 p.m. hour Eastern Time. We'll get into some birthdays in the next segment. We'll continue to talk about these sports. We will talk about these sports all day long today on the Doug Stewart Show. All right, so before I get back into these Warriors and how they just kicking much ass in the NBA, two games in a row. So I was telling you the story about Jason Whitlock. This happened probably, this had to be like 2005, maybe 2006, because we were on First Take and we really had it going on during this era. So a lot of things were going good. I mean, sugar was falling from the sky, literally. So, and the reason why I remember it was during the First Take times and that part of the calendar or that time period was because he had mentioned something in this interview. All right, so let's go back to the beginning. He had one of his producers come and round me and my brother up to come and do his radio show. We were on Radio Row. We had just done our show. So one of his producers comes up, hey, man, Jason Whitlock wants to know if you guys can come on this show for a minute or two. So I'm like, oh, man, this is cool. It's kind of like this professional type respect. You know, there's not a lot of black journalists in radio and TV and print media and all like that. So the way that his producer comes over, we're thinking that this guy is cool. He likes what we do, this, that, and the other. So fine. Oh, no problem. You know, we respect him from afar. At that point, we didn't know a lot about him. You know, he had said some controversial things that I probably could have talked about. But for the most part, it's all good. Yeah, let's go do it. So we go over there, we sit down, and dude's chatting with us off the air. And then we get on air, and he immediately starts to attack our takes on Mike Vick. Okay, and it's always going back to Mike Vick, man. Damn, Mike Vick has been the death of us, man. So he starts to attack us on our takes about Mike Vick. Now, keep in mind, I'm reasonably sure this is before the whole dogfighting thing. Because I don't think we had any conversation about that at the time. So I'm pretty sure about that. So he starts to attack us, saying, I guess he had seen us on First Take talk about Mike Vick and, how good of a quarterback and how much of a fan, quote unquote fan we were of Mike Vick. And he starts to allude to the fact that we only have these takes about Mike Vick because he's black. And I think he, in effect, says something to the degree of, the only reason you guys have this opinion about Mike Vick is you're trying to look out and be a fan of the quarterback for your homeboys. He might even have said black people, of your homeboys and the brothers. He said something snide like that. And the brothers back in Atlanta. It's like, wait a minute. What do you mean, Jason? And then so it gets real contentious at that point. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It gets real contentious at that point. We're like, man, Jason, Jason, what are you talking about? The guy's been to several Pro Bowls. I think that had already happened at that point that He had went to Green Bay and beat the Packers in Green Bay, which had never been done before. And, Mike Vick, the MV7 experience, the Mike Vick experience. What are you talking about? The guy is a very good quarterback. We love him in ATL. That's true. But we don't have this opinion because he's black, or how he put it, a brother. And he just goes on to disparage running quarterbacks, and it'll never work in the NFL, and this, that, and the other. And it just was real bad. And I think the comment where he made is the only reason you guys are trying to take up for Vic and proclaim he's this great quarterback is because you're trying to, speak the voice. You're the voice of the brothers in Atlanta. At that point when he said that, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I promise you this is the best I remember the story. At that point when he said that, me and my brother looked at each other as like, this interview is over. And I don't think that we abruptly took off our headphones and threw over the microphone or anything like that. It was like, this interview's over, bruh. And then at that point, I think we went to a break and we got up and walked away. He didn't say nothing. We didn't say nothing to him. And it was kind of assumed. And me and my brother, we're brothers. We grew up with each other. We grew up with tag team moves that we developed in our backyard. And while we're walking away, is Ryan, all I can remember is Ryan says, man, he think we the regular sports talk guys. Yeah. So the term, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the term that they use in media for what Whitlock did was ambushing. And basically it's you come in with one pretense as far as what you're going to do and how the conversation is going to go. But then midstream, the person doing the interviewing just ambushes you and they flip it and they take it another total different direction than it was supposed to go. So yeah, we got ambushed by Jason Whitlock on national radio, I believe at the time. And we had been ambushed before. If you listen to the Stews back in the day, you remember the story. We had O.J. Simpson in studio. We had O.J. in studio. We were doing a handoff with one of the guys, one of our coworkers, one of our peers. And, what a handoff is basically the show that's coming in the next segment. They come in, one of the hosts comes in, and they talk about what they're going to talk about in the next segment. That's all that it is. And we had OJ in studio, and this guy had a problem with OJ. He came in to do the handoff, and instead of doing the handoff, he starts talking to OJ about the murders. And about, I think the quote he used is cutting off two people's heads. Yeah. And my brother, long story short, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, my brother didn't like that at all. And Ryan's got a hot head for a lot of stuff like that. We don't like to be disrespected, okay? And in the terms of radio, that was major disrespect. It was a major ambush. This is our guest. He came in. We talked to OJ for 2 hours. Great interview. We did bring up, his life. You got to do it kind of in a tactful way when somebody's doing an interview with you, especially with a guy that actually didn't get convicted of murder. So we asked him, OJ, talk about, your life after the trial. Give us your thoughts or tell us, what your life been like. How's it been dealing with family, former friends, the media? We asked him the question to that degree. And so he talked about it, and that was it. This is many, many years after the murder. I mean, that stuff is very, very old. So this guy that comes in the studio, I'm not going to even call his name because he know he was wrong. He actually apologized to us after the fact before my brother actually started to whip his ass. And so he answered that question, and this guy came in, man, and he started this whole murder stuff and calling OJ. He just felt like at this day he was going to be big man and have his opportunity. He was going to have, after this was over, he was going to tell his boys how he took OJ Simpson to the carpet. He was going to be big, bad, tough sports radio talk guy. He just don't understand how close he came to getting his ass whooped. But back to Whitlock. So that's the whole history with me and Whitlock. Once again, never was a fan. And then after that interview happened, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, after that interview happened, I really started to pay attention to some of his takes and some of his opinions. And like I said earlier, I don't mind you being a free thinker, and I don't mind you expressing your opinion. But it seems to me, in listening to some of Jason Whitlock's takes, he just disproportionately tries or attempts to or looks for an opportunity disproportionately, once again, to throw black people under the bus. Now, if you listen to me, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if you listen to me for the last 15 years, you know that a lot of times there'll be an issue or something that mainstream media will look at one way where it deals with race, and I'll look at it just because of where I'm from and who I am and the things I've seen in my life and my background and where I'm from. Once again, I have a different take on it. Has nothing to do with race, and a lot of times I'll take a quote-unquote negative opinion or have a negative take about black people. I will. I'm just giving you an honest opinion. It's not because so-and-so is black or so-and-so is white. It's because that's the way I feel. You know, I take a lot of grief from people on my opinions about Bill Cosby. I can't think of anybody else. This past couple of weeks, we've had these issues with Pac-Man Jones and Vontaze Burfict. I give you an honest opinion. I don't care if they're black, white, green, or whatever. I'll give you an honest opinion. But to me, it seems like when you talk about Serena Williams in terms of how negative it is and how bad it is on, for America to see Serena Williams crip walking at her after she wins a match and talking about in disparaging terms, or when you talk about Jay-Z shouldn't be an agent. This is one of the things I remember hearing about. When you talk about Jay-Z shouldn't be an agent because he's a rapper and he uses the N-word, that seems like you have an agenda. That seems like that you're trying to be that Stacey Dash of Fox News, where they bring you on specifically because you're black. It should go over easily or more easy that you throw black people under the bus. If black people do something wrong and they deserve to get thrown under the bus, that's fine. But don't get pimped to be that person. Don't get pimped to be that person. That's the biggest problem I got with Jason Whitlock. And he tried to ambush your boys, but didn't realize how close he came to getting his ass kicked. He has no clue. He has no clue, man. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. All right, so I felt like I had to address that, and I don't know why I didn't yesterday because in listening to that interview and reading all the chat in the chat room, man, Stewie's was going ham, and it kind of felt like they were mad at the Sports Brothers. They don't need to be mad at the Sports Brothers. They're doing their job. All right? They're doing their job. And in relative terms, that's a good guess to get because he is kind of polarizing. I get it. I totally get it, man. Those guys are good. They're great at what they do. And hopefully they'll be a part of SME starting in February. Yes, sir. All right, we killed another segment talking about punk-ass Jason Whitlock. When we get back from the break, I promise you we'll talk some sports. We'll talk about the Golden State Warriors doing their thing. Sports talk with hot sauce. Texas Pete Hot Sauce. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Doug Stewart here to tell you about the folks at Strickland Security and one of their new security services. As I've told you before, these guys are your security experts. But what you didn't know is that they also handle security coverage for celebrities and special events here in Atlanta. Due to popular demand, the team at Strickland Security has created Celebrity Night Out Security Transportation Service. Want to impress the wife or girlfriend? Want to make sure your wife or your daughter is safe while out on the town with friends? You need this service. With a Celebrity Night Out service, 2 licensed and trained security professionals in black suits will pick you up in a black SUV and will deliver you and your party to your destination. These trained professionals can either stay by your side during the evening or wait for you outside. With these guys, you can truly relax and enjoy yourself because they're going to ensure your safe return home. Uber is a great service, but let's face it, they don't have your back if something goes wrong. In other words, if something pops off, they gone. So, whether you're planning something special, attending a holiday party, or just looking to have a stress-free night on the town, contact the team at Strickland Security and ask them about the Celebrity Night Out service. Trust me on this one. You will look and feel like a true celebrity or the president and the first lady. Yes, sir. Contact Strickland Security at 800-422-9075 or StricklandSecurity.com. That's StricklandSecurity.com.
My peers walk through concert doors and roam all over Coliseum floors.
If you're not stewing, what in the heck are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Make sure you check out the 2 live stews on Saturday mornings on 640 WGST, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to hear any past episode of the return of the 2 live stews, you can check them out on StewartMediaandEntertainment.com. All right. Hey, have you given up your $5 for the flavor, man? Have you given up that $5 for the flavor, man? If you don't know what $5 for the flavor, I call it the Triple F campaign, man. $5 for the flavor is the Doug Stewart Show, man. We're asking each and every listener, man, under the sound of my voice to donate $5 one time a month, man, to the show, man. We're independent radio. We're online. It's tough. It's not easy. It's tough. And so look at it like buying your boy a beer. All right? You buy your boy a beer once a month. We'll give you all this quality sports and guy talk. So all you got to do is go to thedougstewartshow.com. There's a little donate button to the right and donate $5 just one time a month, man. We really would appreciate it. Now, you're not limited to just $5. Matter of fact, if you donate $20 or more, we'll send you a T-shirt. But if you donate $5,000 or more, we'll give you a special shout out on the show. $10,000 or more, man. We'll pay your rent for a month. I mean, it's actually your money, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, go to thedougstewartshow.com and donate $5 one time a month, man. We really, really would appreciate it so we can continue to bring you this quality product. The show was brought to you by ID Life. What is ID Life? ID Life is individualized nutrition. We have, with the ID Life family, and I had on Dr. Sean T. Hill, my line brother, actually, a couple of weeks ago, and talking about ID Life and its great products, health products, and wellness products. And there's also a business opportunity to it as well. They have mixers all over the country. All right, so, my show is vast. It's not just here in Metro Atlanta. It's all over. I mean, all over the country and all over the world. If you'd like to attend an ID Life mixer where they'll talk about the products, the benefits of the products, and also the business opportunity, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and I'll send you details about the next ID Life mixer in your area. There's a couple going on in ATL this weekend, so if you're interested about ID Life and what we've been talking about, the great products for the last couple of weeks, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and I'll send you the details on how you can get down. Last night, the Golden State Warriors destroyed the Chicago Bulls 125-94. My. 125-94. At the United Center, Steph Curry scored 25 points, and Golden State made it look real easy in beating the Bulls on Wednesday night, man. Klay Thompson had 20. Harrison Barnes added 19. And the defending champions just dominated Chicago after beating LeBron James and the Cavaliers by an inordinate amount of points the night before. Maybe it was 2 nights past. And the Warriors just look like a machine, man. I mean, they still don't even have their coach back yet, man. Luke Walton's doing a phenomenal job. I don't even know what more to say about the Golden State Warriors. Like, they really look like they're going to waltz their way to another championship. I mean, if for some reason that the San Antonio Spurs can't get it done, excuse me, if the San Antonio Spurs can't beat them in probably the Western Conference, then they're going to roll. I mean, there's no team in the East that's suited to keep up with that team up and down the floor in a 7-game series. It's just as simple as that. There's none. I mean, you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they got some type of flaw with them. They got some great players on paper, but there's a flaw with that team, man. I don't know exactly what it is. And I've heard people talk about it today, as a matter of fact. I think it was that Seth Greenberg guy on the Puppet Factory on Mike and Mike. He was talking about how they play isolation basketball. That's just not going to get in 2015. And pretty much when you think about it, Cleveland, that's what they do, is they get the ball to LeBron James. They kind of clear out. LeBron James kind of puts a move on his guy, gets past him, gets to the basket, and tries to score. And same thing with Kyrie Irving. Either LeBron's doing that or Kyrie's doing that. That's just not going to work. That's just not going to work, man. And I don't know. San Antonio is clearly the best team outside of Golden State in the NBA, but there's that age issue with its stars, with its veteran stars, and Tim Duncan, and Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker, even to a degree. Can they play the minutes night in and night out? Yeah, they can beat them a game or two, but when those nights add up, and it is kind of spread apart, kind of good in the NBA and the playoffs, it's kind of to the advantage of an older team like San Antonio, but not that much, man. I mean, at some point, Tim Duncan's got to act his age, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So I don't know, man. I think we might be looking at greatness. Now, I don't know if they're going to catch the 72 wins. I think they're actually a little bit behind the pace right now with their record. They lost a couple of nights ago to Detroit. We'll talk about Detroit here in a second. But, I mean, it doesn't matter if they doesn't get 72 wins, if they don't get to the 72-win mark. It doesn't matter. They should win the NBA championship this year easily if they maintain their health. And continue to play basketball like they have, even without their coach. You're talking about a guy that's just got out of basketball. Luke Walton hadn't been out of basketball, I'm going to promise you. I bet, and I should have looked this fact up. But Luke Walton couldn't have been out of basketball for more than 5 years. I mean, seriously. And they're just dominating, man. Fun to watch. Great personalities, man, or a great personality, I guess. When you talk about Steph Curry as the MVP of the league, man, I mean, it's just fun to watch, man. Speaking of Steph, He talked about last night. This is a quote from Steph. He was coming into the game from the scores table. He says, "I called it the Jordan song." Green said after the rugged game in which he took a shot at the face of Bulls forward T.J. Gibson. Every time I hear that song, and the song that he's talking about is this song right here. He says, every time I hear that song, I call it the Michael Jordan song. Y'all remember this? Yeah, that's the Bulls song. That's the Jordan song. It's a song called Serious by the Alan Parsons Project. I don't know who the hell the Alan Parsons Project is, but you're right. This reminds you, this takes you back to that Bulls era. And evidently they played this song last night, and Draymond Green and Steph Curry were reminiscing as when they were kids about whenever they heard this song, that meant that Michael Jordan was heating up. Real interesting stuff, man. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougshow.com. Also last night in the NBA, man, you talk about futility at the free throw line, man. Draymond Green, or not Draymond Green, Andre Drummond set a career high and a franchise record by attempting 36 free throws on a night that he was eventually fouled 21 times. The previous record for misses was 22, set by Wilt Chamberlain back in 1967. His 36 attempts were third most in league history, behind 239 attempt games by Dwight Howard. This man last night missed a career high in free throws, man, and the whole hacker Shaq thingy that they're employing on him. Who else? DeAndre, what's his name? DeAndre Jordan for the Los Angeles Clippers as well. And there's this big discussion about should they do something about it, and I'm sure you've seen Jeff Van Gundy talk about it, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Jeff Van Gundy is like, it's just not aesthetically pleasing basketball. They should make some type of rule change about it. And I don't want to go that far, and the other part of the other side of that story is these are just a couple of guys that this happens to. Why would you make a rule change for 2 or 3 guys? And that's in effect what it's about. It's about Drummond, it's about DeAndre Jordan, and it's about Dwight Howard. So I get that, but if I'm a fan, I don't want to continue to see Andre Drummond go to the line 40 times. I don't want to see old Dwight Howard do the same thing and Jordan. I keep forgetting that guy's name. Jordan continuing to go to the line 30, 40, 50, 11 times. It's bad. And I don't think the NBA is probably going to do anything to address it, but it's just horrible. I mean, it's a free throw. It's a free throw. You're tall. In effect, you're closer to the basket. You should be able to make free throws. And I know a lot of it has to do with how big their hands is. Their hands are. They can't get a good feel for the basketball. All of that gibberish. It's a free throw, man. Go ahead and do Rick Barry style. Do the granny free throws. Go underhand if you have to. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Horrible. All right, when we get back from the break, man, another story I continue to forget to talk about. We didn't have a show on Monday, so a lot of times things kind of get thrown out of kilter. And Chip Kelly was announced as the new head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I think I've talked about this a little bit in my thoughts on it, but we'll talk about it a little bit more when we get back from the break. Chip Kelly in San Fran, what are your thoughts? Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BV Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bvmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bvmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Something new. Stop, drop, shut 'em down, open up shop. Oh, no.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. I saw somebody mention in the chat room, my man Clay Davis, pre-94 O.J. Simpson. He says, I bet the Cavs wish they didn't give Thompson that money now or trading Andrew Wiggins for Love. Man, Andrew Wiggins last night had 23 points. They get a win over or they actually lose to the Minnesota Timberwolves. But bottom line is he's been playing fantastic. I gotta keep it real, man. I gotta give you an honest thought and, not try to change history. I was in favor of the Kevin Love deal. I was in favor of the Minnesota Timberwolves trading Wiggins and bringing in Kevin Love. I was, because the reason why is not only because I thought Andrew Wiggins is a young guy and it's going to take him a couple of years to get into the NBA and learn, and LeBron was all about winning a championship immediately. And you look at what Kevin Love had done throughout his career. This was a guy that was, getting a double-double every single night in points and rebounds. Every night. And some things have kind of gone wrong as far as what they thought his role was going to be with the organization. Injury issue, obviously, last year. Yeah, but for the long term, and what's this? Wiggins, second year? Third year? I mean, Wiggins is phenomenal. I mean, he's going to be good. He's going to be the quote-unquote foundation of that Timberwolves team for a long, long time, man. I don't know. And you know what? The story hadn't been told yet, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Maybe somehow the Cavaliers figure it out. They've got tremendous talent. Kevin Love can play. He can, but it just seems like they can't figure out their roles between Love and LeBron. Kyrie is that alpha dog too. Yeah, Kyrie probably in the back of his mind subconsciously, and it probably manifests itself on the court in their chemistry. Kyrie knows that he could be the man on pretty much any team in the NBA. So that's probably got to bother him a little bit as well. I don't know, man. At the time when they did the deal, I thought it made all the sense in the world. You remember when LeBron was in Miami? Chris Bosh was that guy that could step out and shoot the threes. Kevin Love could do that at an even higher clip. The statistics show that he was a better three-point shooter than Bosh was, and that was kind of the role of that small forward, that power forward on the team. So I thought it made sense. Not so much now. Not so much now. Celebrating birthdays today, the great Akeem the Dream Olajuwon turns 53 years old. He must going to live a long time, because I mentioned the Dream yesterday emphatically. Happy birthday to Hakeem. Somebody emailed me, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and it was a younger person evidently, and they were talking about me going on and on about Hakeem yesterday, how great of a player he was, because they didn't remember him. And there was no exaggeration in that, bruh. I'm telling you. And that's what I wrote back to him. I was like, there's no exaggeration to that. For like a 3-4 year clip. You remember how Master P and No Limit Records were like the ish for like a 3-4 year clip? Akeem the Dream Olajuwon was the Master P of the NBA for 3 or 4 years. Akeem would kill fools on the blocks. Oh my gosh, just skill level for days. Go back and look at some film, you greenhorns, if you don't remember Hakeem. And also celebrating a birthday today, man, is the great Billy Ocean. If I had looked at this earlier, if I had thought about it a little bit more, I would have had a Billy Ocean song prepared for you to sing today. But unfortunately, I don't. Maybe I'll bring back Caribbean Queen tomorrow or something like that for y'all. What? You didn't know? If you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, not only do we talk sports and guy talk and have a lot of fun, more fun than you can shake a stick at. I mean, that's a country axiom right there. But I also sing for you. I rap too. I do that too on the side a little bit. But I also sing. So maybe I'll bring Caribbean Queen to y'all tomorrow. If you're nice. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Maybe we'll do that. Before I jump to the Chip Kelly talk, one more basketball story. The NBA released, I think over the last 3 months from December till now, the NBA released its top jersey sales. And they actually go all the way back to number 15 on the list that I'm looking at. Number 15 as far as most popular jersey sales, most jersey sales in the NBA this year. Number 15 is Carmelo Anthony. Even though last night he actually passed Larry Bird all time in scoring in the NBA. Congratulations to him. But Carmelo's brand is kind of diminishing, especially with one of the guys on this list we'll get to in a second. But Carmelo comes in at number 15. Number 14 is Chris Paul. Number 13 is Anthony Davis. Number 12 is Paul George. That's a kind of interesting one, man. That Paul George is still, his jersey is more sought after than Anthony Davis's and Chris Paul. Now, Paul George, the reason I say that is not that he isn't a great player, but this is a guy that missed the entire season basically last year with this injury and has come back, and he plays for Indiana. You know, Indiana, as far as brand in comparison to the Clippers, and talking about Chris Paul. And Anthony Davis, before the season started, was talked about as being, the best player in basketball. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So that's interesting. Paul George got a lot of fans out there. Number 11 is Klay Thompson. Number 10 is Jimmy Butler. All right, so I get that. Golden State. They just won a championship for Klay Thompson. Jimmy Butler plays for the Bulls. The Bulls brand still is big today. So Jimmy Butler is number 10. Kind of interesting. Number 9, James Harden. Now, I would have an issue with that. I feel some type of way if I was Adidas. Damn it, we pay you $250 million and we don't And you only number 9 on this jersey list? Nah, bruh. You got to do better than that. Number 8 is Kyrie. Number 7 is Russell Westbrook. Just a dominant player. I get that. Derrick Rose, number 6. You know, the Bulls brand is big. Derrick Rose won the MVP. Even though he hit the Derrick Rose of 4 or 5 years ago. Derrick Rose, number 6. Number 5, Kevin Durant. Number 4, Kristaps Porzingis. That's right. The rookie for the New York Knicks comes in at number 4. Number 3, the Bean, a.k.a. Vino, a.k.a. the Black Mama, Kobe Bryant. Number 2, LeBron. And number 1, you know what it is, Chef Curry with the 3. Now, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. If I got a question for y'all, Stewies. Should LeBron feel some type of way? Do you think he feels some type of way? Do you think that this is wrong? Do you think LeBron is still the most popular player in basketball? I don't think it is by even a close margin. I don't. I think Steph right now, and the way Steph plays the game is just so fun. And the fact that, and I've heard a lot of people say this isn't an original thought, this isn't an original take, but I think a lot of the young people, man, a lot of the young fans, they watch basketball and they totally relate to Steph Curry because Steph Curry looks like a regular dude off the street. You know, most of these basketball players, if you've never been to an NBA game, man, you can't really get an appreciation for how tall these dudes are. Like, these dudes look unreal. Like, I stood next to, we interviewed Pau Gasol the year that the NBA All-Star game was in Vegas. We did the show out there, and we interviewed Pau Gasol live, and we also interviewed Dirk Nowitzki. When I tell you these cats just don't even look real, they don't. I mean, I literally, and people, Ryan, are always trying to make jokes about my height. I am actually of average height. I'm like 5'11", okay? Thank you, studio audience. If you 6'2", like 6'2", I would consider tall. When you start talking about 6'10" and 6'11" and 7'2", and then they rail thin, TV actually makes these cats look bigger. Like, these dudes they look like stickmen. And so, really, you know, you can't, most people will never see that height in their lifetime. Most people, I'm going to say 99% of the population. So when they see Steph Curry out there, man, a cat that's 6'1", look like he never lifted a weight in his life. I mean, frail as hell, just killing fools. It gives young people hope, man. It does. It's as simple as that. Just a great story, man. I think, you know, not many kids and many people can identify with LeBron, 6'6", 240 pounds, running a 4.2 40, you know, jump out of the gym. A lot of kids all over this country, man, can identify with Steph Curry, and they could try to be Steph Curry at some point in their career or in their life, whether it be high school, college, whatever. I mean, I can be Steph. I ain't gonna be LeBron. I mean, no matter how much I pray to the gods, to the basketball gods, that ain't gonna happen, man. Yeah. Hey, when we get back from the break, all right, I promised we would talk about Chip Kelly. I'm going to read some of your chat. Now, look at T-Dub. Doug, if you were 6'0", if you were 6 foot, you would have got that inch and scored that touchdown. See, why you got to bring up old-ish? I talked about a tragic time in my life where I was called in to get 1 inch, score a touchdown in college, and the refs muffed the call because I actually scored. Why you got to bring up old-ish? We ain't talking about that no more. Don't go away, the Doug Stewart Show. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's Stu for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code Stu, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code Stu. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Throwback Thursday in about 15 minutes. Classic Stew for you. Classic Stew, the great Yao Ming, man. You don't want to miss that. Stay tuned for that. I saw a comment about the OJ story I told earlier. We had OJ in studio. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. This is 2016. This is my 15th year in this business. Praise God. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. So in 15 years, I've never been a type cat to be that's in awe of a celebrity, whether it be an athlete or an entertainer or whatever. But I've told a story before, man. O.J. Simpson was my guy. Like when you were a kid and they always like, who's your favorite football player? If you asked me this back in 1977, 78 or whatever, O.J. Simpson's my favorite football player of all times. I love O.J. I actually wore number 32 a couple of years in Little League football. No lie. No lie. So, I mean, we've interviewed, I mean, y'all know, a lot of y'all have been listening to me and the Stews for a long, long time. We've interviewed a ton of big-time guests, man. Ryan Cameron, we kind of like our big brother, mentor in this industry, local radio DJ here in Atlanta. Personality is probably a better way to term Ryan Cameron, but he introduced us to our agent. He actually called our show when we first got on air and said that he listened every day and he loved it. So he kind of became like our mentor. And he had OJ in town in a celebrity golf tournament. And just on the humbug, he was like, hey, he called like me or Ryan, or maybe he called our producer during the break. He's like, no, I remember it was me because I remember answering the call. And I could hear him in the car, and he was like, hey, man, I got OJ in the car with me. Y'all want him on y'all show? And if you're from Atlanta, you know that's exactly how Ryan Cameron talks. He's like, what? Yeah! Hell yeah! Sure enough, they roll up to the radio station, man, and we had OJ on the show. And this was during the time that we had, like, our show, I think 4 hours. No lie. We've done an hour show. We've done a 2-hour show. We've done a 3-hour show. And for a long, long time, we did a 4-hour show, okay? And so he brought OJ up there, man. And when I tell you, when this dude walks in, like, I was like a kid again, man. I really was. I was like, it's the freaking juice. And then I also realized how big his damn head was. That was the other thing. I'm like, damn, this ninja got a big head. Like, OJ, no lie, and I've told this story before too. I'm holding my hands up in front of me right now. OJ's head from the top to the bottom of his chin, no lie, and I'm trying to do my hands, is about 24 inches long. I'm not lying. This man has the biggest dome per capita of anybody I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, man, so he came in, man, and I just remember being starstruck. I mean, I was actually starstruck. I mean, once again, we've interviewed some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. You just throw out a name, and we probably interviewed them. And over 12 years, or close to 12 years of doing radio together with the Two Live Stews. So that was big, man. This is big. And then this guy, one of our co-hosts, comes in studio and tries to ambush us and OJ and big times us or whatever, man. Oh my gosh. And we actually did this. When we did this, I remember the details about it. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show, by the way, if you're new to the show. We actually, what exactly was going on? Yeah. What was going on was we did the show in studio, and then there was, maybe this was like during March Madness or something like that, so we left the studio to go do another remote, and the person that came on and tried to ambush, or not tried to, they actually did it, and ambushed us and OJ in the interview that we were doing with OJ, actually came to the same place that we were at after his show was done. And when I tell you, it took 3-4 people to hold my brother back from putting foot in his ass, and he knows it. He apologized profusely, and he was like, oh, man, I don't know what got into me. Apologizing. You know what got into you. You took a shot. He took a shot. And, yeah. And that's it. And you know what? The crazy thing about it, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the crazy thing about it is, because of the way we did radio and because we were so unique and we were so different and we were so outspoken, and we are so outspoken and we're so fervent with our opinions. A lot of people that have done radio for a long time, they don't like that. They'll here come the loud black guys. Oh, look at these guys. But one thing you can never say about the Stews is that we always treated it as separate entities. We were always professional. We always are professional. That's just the way we were raised. That's kind of what we were taught by our mentors like Ryan Cameron, Sam Crenshaw, who's actually a mentor of ours as well in Atlanta. Our agent talked about us because we were new in the business. We weren't broadcast majors. So there was a certain type of etiquette from our program director that we were supposed to do. And one of the things was having a certain respect and having a professional manner about yourself to your co-hosts and to your peers and to the people that you work with. But a lot of times, man, that same respect wasn't shown to us. It wasn't. So when it wasn't, sometimes we revert back to, dudes that pump weights our entire lives and were physical on the football field, and, we about to kick your ass, man. And I know, studio audience, that ain't right. And that only happened a couple of times, man. But trust me, man, there's been 2 books started. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. 2 different authors have started writing books on us, and for one reason or another, and because we're not in the spotlight, I guess to the degree we were, they haven't been finished yet. But my gosh, when I tell you, and there's actually a dude writing a screenplay about the Two Live Stews. This is no lie. I don't lie. I don't embellish about none of these stories I tell y'all on this show. There's a guy that's he's probably got it more than halfway done, writing a screenplay. He's actually in the entertainment industry, and he has some contacts, and he believes that he could get it picked up by one of these production companies. This is no lie. And so we've done interviews, man, because I'm not trying to toot our own horn, man, but our story and, the success that we've had in radio, man, it's an incredible story. Knowing sports talk radio, knowing how sports talk radio traditionally is on AM stations, what are conservative stations inherently, and some of the things and some of the trials and tribulations. I mean, it's a really good story. I mean, I'm not saying that just because it's me and I, I'm trying to blow my own horn once again, but it's a really, really interesting story, man. And there's so much stuff that'll be in that book or that'll be in that movie, man. And we've already been talking about who's going to play Doug Stewart. I mean, I think Wesley Snipes would be a perfect fit to play me. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. But yeah, Wesley Snipes will play me, and maybe Will Smith will play Ryan or something like that. I don't know. But trust me, if there's so, I tell y'all a lot of things on this show, but trust me, there's so many other things that we forgot about that popped in our head in doing these interviews for this book, for these books and for this screenplay, that I was like, oh, yeah, you remember this so-and-so happened? Yeah, man, it's crazy. And we'll definitely have to change the names of everybody. But yeah, man, the life and times of the Two Live Stews, trust me, incredible. Incredible. Oh, here you go. Webster going to play Doug. See, now, was that necessary, Uncle Mike? Was that necessary? Was that necessary that Webster's going to play me in the movie, man? Huh? It's like that, Uncle Mike? It's like that? Didn't I just wish your child, your children, happy birthday yesterday, Uncle Mike? I've taken a lot of hits, but I remember a lot of things. Just yesterday. Didn't I just wish your son, Carson, I think his name was, a.k.a. K Dizzle, real Negro-ish like? Didn't I wish him a happy birthday? And you gonna say Webster gonna play me? Hey, 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. This is the Doug Stewart Show. You can also hit me up in the chat room on Spreaker.com, man. Chip Kelly, I know I've been putting it off. We've gone off the beaten path today a lot with all these little stories I've been telling, man. But I promise you, when we get back from the break, I'll give you my thoughts on Chip Kelly being the new head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. The wishing Ninja's son happy birthday, and that's how they do you. You see what I'm saying? That's how they do it. That's how you people do you. Ninjas. Hey, when we get back from the break, man, more of the Doug Stewart Show. More fun shenanigans. Don't go away. See that? That's what I'm talking about. Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt. Specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Yes, sir.
Microphone check 1 2.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, you ready to get down, man? Whatever, man. Hey, you ready to get this on? Whatever, man.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show.
Whatever, man.
Throwback Thursday. All right, so we're going to save the classic stew. So you still got time to call somebody up and tell them to tune into the DougStewartShow.com on Stewart Media and Entertainment. We'll play the classic stew from Yao Ming from a couple years back from the 2 Live Stews coming up in about 15 minutes, all right? This segment is brought to you by the good folks from Strickland Security. That's right, Strickland Security, man. They've been in business for have over 15 years combined experience in the business, or 55 years combined experience in business. Whether you need just a basic alarm system, whether you need, starting at just $15, as a matter of fact, whether you need to get your alarm system fixed, or Strickland Security, Strickland Security, man, can take care of you. They can handle that for you, and they won't try to upsell you or anything like that. Great guys down there, man. They can actually even come and talk to your homeowners association to talk about a neighborhood watch and how their alarm systems and their company can help you out in that endeavor. So holla at my folks at Strickland Security. Once again, that's StricklandSecurity.com, and make sure you tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. We're going to get into some, and I promise you we will before we get out of here. We're going to get into some of the injury news and notes from the NFL coming up this weekend for the AFC and NFC championship games, so stay tuned for that. And then also make sure you got a pencil nearby, because I'm going to tell you where you can go and get some good picks if you're a wagering type here on the Doug Stewart Show, so stay tuned to that. But I've been teasing it all day long. Chip Kelly was introduced as the new head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. Just like 3 weeks after he was fired from Philadelphia? Now, I know a lot of people feel a certain type of way about that, and I get that. I definitely get that. How does a guy that was fired in one town, how does he get a job so quickly based on the circumstances and why he was fired from job A? And I definitely get that. One thing I will say about Chip before I give you my thoughts on him and the coaches, the 49ers, is one thing he definitely needs to do, and I talked about this on the 2 Live Stews last weekend, I think, but he definitely needs to go in there and kind of like address the elephant in the room to the players, and in particular to the black players. He needs to go in there and basically be totally transparent, and he needs to, in effect, kind of admit on his handling of that whole Riley Cooper thing. Because the way the story reads, a lot of the players in Philadelphia kind of fell out of favor with him because they kept Riley Cooper and they got rid of, the whole controversy. They got rid of all the prominent black players. And whether that was the case or not, whether in his mind he really felt like Riley Cooper was good for his system and he was a better blocker, which is just ridiculous to me. Whether that's the case or not, he's got this second opportunity. He needs to go in there and address that and he needs to basically fall on the mercy of the court. Like Huggy Bear did on that episode of Sanford Son. You just need to throw yourself on the mercy of the court, okay, and say you were wrong about that. You wish you would have handled it differently. Things are going to be different going forward. And that's kind of like a theme to my whole thoughts about him going to San Francisco is this guy has a second chance in life, you know, and everybody brings up the example of Bill Belichick when he was in Cleveland and how they sucked when he was with the Jets and how they sucked. And now when he goes to the New England Patriots, he figured out some things that he would do different. One of the things that he figured he would do differently is instead of trying to play by the rules that he would cheat. But that aside, the records say that he's had tremendous success in New England. And so that's what happens a lot of times, man, and that's what the 49ers are banking on. They're banking on Chip Kelly changing some things, figuring out the things that he had wrong, the things that he made mistakes on when he was in Philadelphia, and him correcting those things immediately. Like, there's no denying dude can coach, and I'm a fan of his coaching. I mean, there's no denying that. But it's all about being a leader. It's all about relationships and how you conduct business with the team, your coworkers. I mean, it's a lot more to being a leader than just being a good X and O guy. So I'm thinking that the 49ers are betting that Chip Kelly's going to come in there with a new attitude and handle his business and change some things. So if he does that, I actually think it's a good hire because you have a lot invested in Colin Kaepernick. And who better to coach Colin Kaepernick and get the best out of Colin Kaepernick based on his offensive system than Chip Kelly? Like, there was this whole conversation about Chip Kelly possibly going to Tennessee so he could coach Marcus Mariota. To me, Colin Kaepernick is Marcus Mariota, but maybe even better. You know, Kaepernick has shown the ability to throw the ball more consistently, I guess, in his rookie year. But don't act like, and I hear all these people talk about Colin Kaepernick ain't accurate, this, that, and the other. Yeah, for the most part he hasn't, but Colin Kaepernick has showed a lot of glimpses of being a very good quarterback. Athletic-wise, what he does skill-wise is perfect for what Chip Kelly wants to do. So if anybody can resurrect Colin Kaepernick and get the most out of him, running that pistol or running that spread offense that Chip has implemented throughout his career when he was in Oregon or in Philadelphia, is Chip Kelly. So from that standpoint, to me, it's actually genius. I mean, it's actually genius. You're going to get a guy that's going to change some of his ways, who don't forget, was very successful in Philadelphia for 2 years. In relative terms, they won 10 games 2 years in a row. All right? So I think he's going to tweak some things. I do. I think he's going to tweak some things, and I think you got the perfect piece. And somebody was saying yesterday in the chat room or on my social media that they don't think that the San Francisco 49ers are even going to keep Colin Kaepernick. Now, let me say this. I don't think that's the case. I think the only reason they bring in Chip Kelly is for Colin Kaepernick. It makes all the sense in the world. But if they do get rid of Colin Kaepernick, or he does not start, or they go with Blaine Gabbert, then this move is totally, totally dumb. Yeah. That's stupid. Like, in my mind, the only reason they make this hire is because of Chip Kelly, his offense, and the relationship and the things that Colin Kaepernick can do. That's the only reason you do this. Yeah, it makes no sense at all if they bring in Chip Kelly 3 weeks after just getting fired with all the controversy that surrounded him in Philadelphia. It makes no sense at all. So, if I'm wrong about that and they do go with Gabbert or they get rid of Kaepernick, then, yeah, all bets off. Just forget everything I just said. Yeah. Everything. Yeah, from Sluggo, he says, yep, the same Gabbert that beat us. Ouch. Yeah, Blaine Gabbert had his best game of his life ever since he left college against the Atlanta Falcons. You don't believe that. I watched Blaine Gabbert a couple of years in Jacksonville. He sucks. From Clay Davis, 94, O.J. Simpson. Why the hell did the Titans hire a loser and malarkey? Once again, man, it's relationships, it's politics. It is. Mike Mularkey has been around the NFL for, I'm going to guess, 25 years probably. And he has a great reputation, man. They want a football guy. You know, they'd rather just go with the same old stuff. Who do we got here? From Grego. Chip has Gabbert too. We'll be interested to see how it works out. Like, once again, I don't think there's no way they go with Blaine Gabbert. Like, no. You tried that this year with Sam Bradford, with a guy that's, and maybe Gabbert's a little bit mobile than Sam Bradford, but not much more. But, a big part of this offense that Chip Kelly runs, man, is the threat of running from the quarterback. I believe, like when Sam Bradford, reaches out there and carries out a fake to the running back, you don't expect Sam Bradford to run. So that whole aspect of the play calling is just out of the window. I think you have to have that. The best that I've seen Chip Kelly's offense work was when he was there with Vic. And it wasn't Mike Vick 10 years ago or whatever, but that's the way that offense should have looked. You remember when the Philadelphia Eagles first came out their first game with Chip Kelly, and they were just it was fast break basketball on the football field. I mean, it was dynamic to watch. They didn't go to the huddle. It was fast paced. It was up and down the field. It was like Oregon. It was like Oregon for the first couple of games that you watched Chip Kelly coach in the NFL. You remember all the conversation around the water cooler about how fun it was to watch Philadelphia play? Yeah, dude can coach, but you got to have that aspect and that threat of a run out of that quarterback if you're trying to implement that system, in my opinion. And Sam Bradford ain't going to do it. Colin Kaepernick, perfectly, And I've been very vocal about how when Jim Harbaugh was there and how they just went away from the great success that they had early on where they went to the Super Bowl, they went to another NFC championship. At some point, and I think it kind of correlated to when Kaepernick signed the big deal, they took that out. They just stopped letting him do what he does. But it's our quarterback. We got to protect him. We don't want him running. Man, damn that. The good Lord allowed that man to run. Let him run. It's clearly, you could see the difference between Kaepernick when they let him run and when they had design plays for him to run and when they didn't. He wasn't the same guy. He was not the same guy. So maybe they'll get that back. From Clay Davis or from Thorny Switch, sorry if Hoyer is out there starting. There should not be any discussion about Cap's capabilities. There shouldn't be. From Hakeem, I'm not going to even try to pronounce your name, bruh. No disrespect. From my man Hakeem, he says, Cap is a winner, just need the right offense. I agree. If you're not going to make the commitment to run an offense that suits his skill set, then you're starting to do it out behind the 8 ball. Same thing I said about Vic for many, many years here in Atlanta. They tried to put a square peg in a round hole. And when they started to implement that Wildcat type stuff or that offense or whatever it was, the offenses, I believe it was under Mora. Man, Vic flourished. And then you get all of these people, well, you don't want him to run and get hurt. He gets hurt too much. He doesn't get hurt too much in relative terms when you're talking about quarterbacks and injuries in the NFL. Guys that drop back in the pocket like Dan Marino and Tom Brady. Tom Brady and Dan Marino missed entire seasons because of injury. And they don't run. So what? It is what it is, man. You got to do what the good Lord made you to do. And I hate that conversation, man, about not letting the quarterback run. Well, damn it, if you don't want him to run, don't draft him. It makes no sense at all, man. So I think, man, bottom line is I think Chip Kelly, the San Francisco man, if it's for the purpose of coaching up Colin Kaepernick, is genius. I mean, and also his mentality now is he don't want to ruffle no feathers. He don't want to come in there and be, a vocal voice in all of the personnel decisions because he's not going to have that anymore. They're not going to let this guy pick the groceries anymore. All right, so it's a new day. The guy can coach. The guy can definitely coach. We'll see what happens. I'd be shocked if Colin Kaepernick ain't your quarterback next year if you're a 49ers fan. I'd be absolutely shocked. All right, when we get back from the break, man, Classic Stew. Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Texas Pete Hot Sauce. This is the Doug Stewart Show.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, at lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-file, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
I got this feeling, and it's making me break into a cold sweat whenever I'm present. It doesn't matter how long.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show.
From now on, you'll be around to count on this feeling.
Sports talk for the people in a constant battle against weak-ass sports talk, the Doug Stewart Show. Hey, man, one of the big things that we're doing this year in 2016, man, we're making a commitment to grow the network. That's right. Not only do we do promotional interviews, infomercials, some people call them, promote you on social media. We do voiceovers. We can host or speak at your event. We can play your music on the show. We do it all. But the big thing that we're doing, man, is we are broadcasting other shows. Like today at 12 noon. The Griz is coming up at 12 noon today. My man Rashad Grismore from the West Coast, from South Central L.A., talking sports the only way that he can do it. So stay tuned for that at 12 noon. You don't have to log out or anything like that. So stay tuned for my man, the Griz. But, yeah, we're broadcasting other shows, man. Yesterday, the Kicking It with Kesey show. The big thing about the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, man, is we are trying to build this network. And if you have a good show, a good podcast, a good online show, but you don't have listeners, we got listeners. The Stewies, over 10,000 of them, follow Stewart Media and Entertainment. So if you got a good show, man, but you don't have listeners, you don't have the ability to get the word out there, man, we can give you listeners day one. The minute you walk through the door, the Stewie's going to give you an opportunity. Now, depending on how good your show is, whether they continue to listen or not, I can't do anything about that. But if you got a good product, people tell you got a good product, or you know a guy that has a good show, email me. You or them, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. We'll send you out a rate sheet with prices, man. And let's do this, man. Let's do it big in 2016. All right, I've been teasing it all day long. This is Classic Stew from 2008, I believe it was, whatever year the Beijing Olympics were. Yao Ming gave us a call, and you know how Yao does. He kind of inadvertently, man, throws his fellow NBA players under the bus. Check it out.
It's always a great pleasure on this show
to talk to a man of such great magnitude with such a big ass head. He's just a great guest, and we love him to death, man. Joining the Two Live Studios right now from Beijing, China for the Olympics is Yao Ming.
What's up, Yao?
Dog Stewart, I bask in your glory.
Yao Ming joins the Two Live Studios right now. Yao, how are you doing?
What's up, Yao?
So, Doug, check this out. Did you? I heard you read the headline earlier. Did you see the game I had?
The game this morning, yeah, you had a big time game, Yao.
Yeah, I don't know what the stats say.
21 points in 28 minutes.
21 points?
Yeah.
Okay, stats lie. I scored 147 points in 16 seconds.
What do you mean, Yao?
I hit 17 straight threes.
What?
Yeah, you should have seen it.
Right.
Dog,
wow.
I actually, at one point, I said, this is for Doug Stewart.
Wow. Yao, I appreciate it, man. You're a great player.
Well, it's what I do. And, this all my peeps. And Mike Vick, hang in there, brother.
We're talking to Yao Ming right now with the Two Live Studios Sporting News Radio. What else going on, Yao?
Well, I don't know what else. The only thing I know is that, these NBA players are trolling for hoes.
Wait a minute. Wait. Stop. Say that one more time.
Say what?
I could have sworn you said that these NBA players
are trolling for hoes.
Yeah,
that's what I thought I heard.
Over in Beijing.
I'm sorry. I've never said that in my life.
Okay.
Could you spell it?
We're talking to Yao Ming right now with the Two Live Studios Sporting News Radio. Go ahead, Yao.
Okay. Well, I love the doghouse, and I want to be a reporter one day.
Okay.
So let me tell you some things. Dwayne Wade.
Right.
You call him a D Wade.
Right.
Well, apparently, quiet is kept.
Right.
He was out with 2 prostitutes last night. Wait. I don't think he knew, or maybe he did, and he's like Eddie Murphy or something. One was a dude.
We're talking to Yao Ming. Wait a minute. So, Yao Ming.
Are you telling me that Dwayne Wade last night, Yao Ming, was out with 2 prostitutes and one of them was possibly a male?
Dog?
Yeah.
What?
Yao, you just said something about Dwayne Wade with 2 prostitutes.
No. I'll tell you this, though. Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
Nothing.
We're talking to Yao Ming right now with the Two Live Studios.
Thought he was going to speak to me.
Sporting News Radio. What else is going on over there, Yao?
So, Kobe Bryant, right?
Yeah.
And, this sources say
Right.
he was with not 1, but 7 white girls. You'd think he'd learn.
We're talking to Yao Ming. Wait a minute, Yao. This is breaking news. You're saying that you saw Kobe Bryant with 7 white girls.
No, I didn't. And you know what? I'm offended you would say that, dog. Because I love Kobe Bryant. If it wasn't for number 24, I wouldn't be a Jack Bauer fan today. Hey, Ryan.
Yes, Yao.
Nothing.
We're talking to Yao Ming with the Two Live Studios Sporting News Radio. He's coming. He's calling us from Beijing, site of the Olympics this year.
So, Doug, I got one more for you.
Okay, sure.
So apparently, and again, my sources are saying this is all alleged.
Right.
But LeBron James' mama, Gloria,
Yeah.
she was seen being handcuffed after shoplifting at the local farm market.
What?
Now, again, this is alleged.
We're talking to Yao Ming right now with the Two Live Studios. So, Yao, this is breaking news. You're saying that LeBron James's mama was handcuffed shoplifting.
Dog, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to ask you to do 2 things for me.
What's that?
1, clean those sugar daddies out of your ears. And 2, please tell me you have not stopped taking your medication. I don't know where you are right now. Ryan.
Yao, please speak to me. What's up, Yao?
Well, hold on. Whoa. First of all, no one's talking to you. Secondly, keep my name out your mouth.
We're finishing up with the Yao Ming right now in the doghouse with the Two Live Studios.
Oh boy. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not done.
Okay,
No.
go ahead.
So Dirk Nowitzki and Chris Kaman,
Right.
they're hanging out too, because Germany's here.
Right.
And again, I don't know how true this is,
Right.
but they're into like some weird stuff. Like those Germans, they're different. The prostitutes, they don't like them.
Right.
It's just masks and again, no one really wants the Germans out, patrolling for prostitutes. It's not cool.
Right.
I'm just saying, Andrew Bogut may have been on to something.
What do you mean?
NBA players like hoes. Isn't that what he said?
Come on, Yao. Yao, don't make a blanket statement like that. NBA players like hoes. Why would you say that?
What? Doug, you're much better than this. I mean, one day you say Mike Vick's a dog fighter, and next day you say he's not. Are you going to do that to me?
All right, yeah, well, man, we appreciate the call.
Oh.
What?
Dog, I forgot.
Okay.
I wouldn't talk about the Brett Favre.
Oh, okay. You got to get your opinion in on that.
So if the Brett Favre were here in China,
right,
I hear he's a great quarterback.
Right.
We don't play football.
Right.
Much too small. But if we did, Brett Favre, once you retire and you start crying, needless to say, he's in some American's chop suey next time you see him.
What do you mean?
You say, that's a delicious egg roll. I say, well, then you must like Brett Favre.
So you'd put Brett Favre in an egg roll?
Not me.
If he keeps complaining, you put him in an egg roll?
Nope.
But that's what you just said.
No, it didn't.
That's what you just
no.
said.
Let me clarify. I said he would be putting one. I didn't say I'd do it.
All right.
I'm under a lot of pressure here.
we appreciate it, Yao. We appreciate your time. That's Yao Ming right there.
And I'm gone.
Let's do. Oh, Sporting News Radio 2 Live Stews. Did he say that if Brett Favre retires and comes back complaining, they would put him in an egg roll?
I don't want to talk about the phone call, man. Until this guy includes me in his phone call, I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
And he was baiting me today, calling my name and then saying nothing, or telling me to keep his name out of my mind. Yeah.
Oh. You're in the doghouse with the 2 Live Stews. Sporting News Radio. NBA players are trolling for hoes.
Hey, man. I gotta be honest with you, man. Whenever I listen to those clips, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, when I go back and listen to those clips, man, it's almost like I feel when I watch the 70th time I've seen an episode of San Francisco Son. I continue to laugh like I heard it for the first time, man. Classic stuff. The great Yao Ming throwing his fellow NBA players under the bus in Beijing, China. Yeah, you would think he would learn. You would think Kobe would learn, man. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. When we get back from the break, man, we'll talk a little bit of injury news from the NFL for these big games this weekend. We will do that. And how do you stop Gronk? Yeah, the Denver players think they got the answer. We'll tell you about that up next on the Doug Stewart Show.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offered debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday. So if you never heard the Yao Ming bit, a couple of things about Yao that were kind of like an ongoing theme is he did not talk to Ryan. For some reason, he had a beef with Ryan. And he really did have some crazy, like, short-term memory lapses. Some classic stuff by the great Yao Ming on the Two Live Stews. Speaking of the Two Live Stews, you can listen to all of the past episodes of the return of the Two Live Stews on 640 WGST and iHeartRadio. Show comes on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. right here in ATL. But once again, if you're anywhere in the world, you can listen to it on iHeartRadio, so tune in and check it out when you get a chance. And you can listen to all the episodes once again here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Don't forget, in about 15 minutes, the Griz. My man Rashad Grismore does sports talk, South Central style. Yeah, right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Big basketball fan, Laker fan, so I'm sure he's going to go in and talk about the Warriors. He's also going to talk some Carmelo Anthony, what else is he going to get into? Oh, he's going to talk about the Catherine Smith hiring. I didn't talk about this today. I forgot to mention it. But congratulations in order, I guess. The Buffalo Bills hired the first full-time assistant coach in the NFL, Miss Catherine Smith. Good for her. She's going to be like a special assistant to the special or to the scout team or something. So I don't know how much actual, on the field coaching she's going to do, or if she's going to do any at all, man. But she's got a long resume, man, being in the NFL in some capacity. She's got a job, man. Congratulations to her. Couple of injury news and notes in the world of the NFL. Carolina Panthers defensive end Jared Allen's fractured foot will be evaluated again on Thursday. He made it clear that he's going to try to play through the pain, but we got to keep our eyes on that. Jared Allen, once again, it's an older player. It's a cat that's a little bit younger or older. And so, these type of things happen when you're up in your career. And so we'll see what happens with that, man. Also, the Denver Broncos, when asked the question on what do you need to do to stop Rob Gronkowski, Chris Harris, one of the players, the defensive backs for the Broncos, as well as T.J. Ward, said you got to hit him low. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of obvious. Like, I don't think there's anybody in the NFL outside of defensive linemen that can bring down Rob Gronkowski by hitting him up high. And it's almost like I feel sorry for dude because T.J. Ward is the guy when he played for the Cleveland Browns that went low on Gronkowski and tore up his knee and put him out for the year. But if you 5'9", 185 pounds, your only shot, your only option is to hit Rob Gronkowski low. The bad part about it, though, is they put it out there. And the NFL, man, they all about, this theme about protecting its players, which is kind of ass backwards because you don't want players to hit guys too high. Like there's like a 6-inch range where you can hit a player and not get a penalty flag. You don't want to hit him too high because you're giving the guy a headshot. You don't want him to go low in certain circumstances when they're engaged and whatnot by a defensive player, by an offensive player. So it's crazy, but what are they going to do? They shouldn't have said anything. Now, if Rob Gronkowski takes a low shot this weekend in this game and has to go out because of injury, whether it's short-term or long-term, the Broncos going to get scolded. They're going to get crushed in the media. They just said what was obvious to anybody that played the game. Yeah, you got to hit Rob Gronkowski low. But they've got that in their head. They put it out there to the atmosphere. And you trust and believe. If Rob Gronkowski gets hurt this weekend by a low shot, said person that does it is going to be in a whale of trouble. The organization is probably going to be in trouble because they're going to say that this was premeditated. They talked about this. They intentionally tried to hurt this guy. And that's probably not the case, but that's the way it's going to come across, man. Speaking of the games this weekend, man, grab your pencil. All right, grab your pencil. If you the type of dude that likes to make a wager, all right, I got some good stuff for you, man. My man Chris Barr has 2 very large plays in the NFL on Sunday. Text him right now at 702-239-4670 and tell him that Doug Stewart sent you and get 2 games for free. It's actually a $500 value. My man Chris Barr, man, you can listen to his daily podcast at MVPSportsLasVegas.com. You can check him out on Facebook at MVP Sports Las Vegas. But once again, man, text him right now and tell him that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All you got to do is text him. You don't have to call him or anything. Text him and tell him that I sent you at 702-239-4670, and he's going to take care of you and give you the 2 picks and how he sees it. He's one of these handicapper-type dudes and has had great success, and he'll get you your picks for this weekend's NFC and AFC championship games. Yeah. Read some of this chat here, man. The chat is all over the place, man. Chat is all over the place. We talked about so many different things today. I told a bunch of little stories today. I was in the storytelling mood today. Jason Whitlock, punk ass. The life and times of the 2 Live Stews. From T-Dub, now is he saying that Gabbert didn't have any help, but he is not defending the fact that Carolina got rid of all Cam's receivers before last season. Yeah, strange how they do that when they pick and choose, what quarterbacks do in the NFL. From Jesse in his truck, what happened to the John Bones Jones interview when Ryan was about to get his ass whooped? Yeah, we had John Bones Jones in studio, and I don't think he was serious, but Ryan was kind of like questioning John Bones Jones and how tough he is. And Ryan and John Bones Jones pretty much like the same size. John Bones Jones skinnier dude, but, his brother plays in the NFL, very athletic family. I mean, John Bones Jones and two stews is still not a win for John Bones Jones. I'm sorry. Like, you really think I'm just going to let my brother go in there and fight a man whose hands are registered as lethal weapons and get his ass kicked? That wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. From Brother Babe, this is hilarious. I don't know what you're talking about. Vince Wright, ha ha, not as good as you, Mocha, I'm sure, ha ha. She needs some vitamin V. A lot of sexual innuendo going on in the chat room over the last couple of days. Togo, Uganda. There's a shipment of vitamin T headed to Georgia on Saturday. Yeah. Vitamin D is an inside thing with the Stewies, if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show. From Brother Bay, Doug, didn't they turn your show into the red zone after that? No, it wasn't immediately after that they turned the show into the red zone. Right, they just scrapped the whole Two Live Stews name, in which we dominated for over a decade in Atlanta. Just scrapped that and brought in another dude as a narrator at the end of our tenure there at our last radio station. Tragic, just tragic. Yeah, your boys got some stories, man. Wait till the book come out. I'm telling you. From Vince Wright, Doug sounded like he blew his load at the end of the interview. Yeah. I was, whenever we did those little bits with Yao Ming, Jorge, man, I used to laugh so hard. Like the little side of my head, a little side part of my head used to like throb. And I couldn't like it was hilarious to me, man. The stuff was crazy. Absolutely crazy, man. A ton of great stuff with that, those bits on the Two Live Stews, man. A ton of great stuff. Yeah, man. A ton of great stuff. Oh, boy. Looking at some of this chat here, man. From That Ninja. He says, after the first dress, you got to check that Lil Ninja Grego. Daddy duties. They talking about raising kids or something, I guess. From Jesse in his truck, Bones Jones was shorted up too. Some type of vernacular from your part of the country, Uncle Mike. From Vince Wright, I tried Mocha. She on lately. I will get her tonight, though. Damn, y'all talking about sexual exploits in the chat room? Yes, I like it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, thank you for tuning in to the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to all of the Stewies. Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you. Hey, man, do your boy a favor and pass the word and tell one person about the Doug Stewart Show. I really would appreciate it. Man. Just tell one person. I continue to tell you this. Theoretically, man, we should double our numbers in one day. You got more than one friend. If you told one friend 6 months ago about the Doug Stewart Show, and you saying to yourself, I already did what you asked to do, Doug. Damn it, you got only one friend? You ain't got more. You got more than one friend. So tell one person, man, about the Doug Stewart Show, man. Tell them to tune in Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. More fun than you can shake a stick at once again. Yes, sir. That's what we say in the country. All right. Thank you to my man, Waterhead Walter. Dwayne Vasson, Gerald Oliveri, engineers to the show. Thank y'all. I already said shouts out to the Stews. Oh, shouts out to my man Pink Gator for this hot track. Yes, sir. All right, we'll do it again tomorrow. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Coming up next, the Griz. Don't go anywhere. All right, don't go anywhere. Get your hands off the dial. Just chill. You at your desk, got your little donut, coffee. Just chill. Stay tuned into Stewart Media and Entertainment. The Griz coming up next. Don't go away. Stay right there. Peace.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the Griz, and of course, I am your host, Rashad Grismore. I have a fun and a very exciting show for you today. The Lakers have put me in despair. They're killing me softly, and I have to tell y'all about what happened when I went to the dentist. I have that, and I have a ton of other sports topic, but what I want you to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy me, and let's get it. Thank you, everyone out there, for tuning in to me, the Griz, however it is that you are tuning in. So we're going to go on and get started. Catherine Smith, hired by the Bills as NFL's first full-time female coach. The Buffalo Bills made history Wednesday by hiring the NFL's first female full-time coach named Catherine Smith as a special teams quality control coach. Smith served as an administrative assistant to head coach Rex Ryan this season after working 12 years for the New York Jets, including the final 6 with Ryan as the Jets head coach. Smith joined the Jets in 2003 as a game day special events intern before being named a college scouting intern in 2005 and a player personal assistant in 2007. She became the assistant to Rex Ryan in 2014. You know what? This young lady right here, she has earned her way, so I have absolutely no problem with it. She had to pay her dues, so I'm okay with this. Here's the thing that I don't want to see happen in the NFL, where we start to see women, they start to, get these jobs, and the only reason why they're getting it is because they're women. Like, I don't want to see that. That's just me. I really don't want to see that. I feel that if an individual, if they have the skill set to be able to do a job, by all means, they should be able to do that job. But when I sit there and I look at Jen Welter, who was with the Cardinals during the preseason, and then I sit there and I look at her resume and I'm saying, okay, yeah, you played football in an all women's football league. It's like, nah, that's not gonna cut it for me. That's just for me. So when I look at that, it's like, okay, Cardinals, why did you really do that? But this woman right here, she has earned her way into the NFL, and I'm happy for her. Being an African American and knowing how people felt about us doing certain things, like I can go back to the Tuskegee Airmen and how people thought that they were inferior, and then they sit there and they took the test and they were scoring higher than, their white counterpart. So I'm all for individuals getting an opportunity to prove themselves. Hopefully she'll go out there and she'll do the job the right way. Rex Ryan should be commended. I mean, it's not like Rex Ryan sat there and said, okay, you're a woman and I'm going to promote you. No, this woman had to work her way up the totem pole. She had to do that. So he made her prove herself to him. And then he went on and said, you know what? You did a good job. And here is a full-time job for the Buffalo Bills, and also here is some dental insurance, some medical insurance. The NFL, they got all the good stuff. So, I'm fine with that. But I just don't want to ever see in the NFL, we see a woman get a job simply because of how she looks or for the reasons that I named with the Arizona Cardinals. I felt that she shouldn't have got that job. I looked at her credentials and I'm like, okay, what has she done? That's just for me. It seemed like the Cardinals, they were just doing it to say, hey, look at us. Hey, look what we're doing. Nah, you get no brownie points for that. No, stop it. Seriously, stop it. So, I'm glad that the young lady got an opportunity to, prove herself, and Catherine Smith is her name. Do your thing, Miss Lady, and I hope you do well. Now, speaking of the NFL, it's ruckus out here in Southern California when it comes to the Rams. Everybody is going crazy about these St. Louis Rams. And I'm here to tell you that being from California, I love my LA teams, but I will never, ever root for the Los Angeles Rams. I can't do it. That's just me. I can't do it. I'm going to always be a San Francisco 49er fan. I ride with the 49ers from the room to the tomb. I've said this before. That was the first team I ever saw that played sports. I was 2 years old. So I'm going to always be a San Francisco 49er fan. Always. I'm going to always be a San Francisco 49er fan. It's two teams that I'll ride from the womb to the tomb. That's the Los Angeles Lakers, and I'll talk about that despicable team later on in the show. They're killing me softly. Oh, the Lakers, they killing me. Oh, they killing me. I'm going to talk about the Lakers later on. And, the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to always root for the San Francisco 49ers. I am. Simple as that. I'm going to always root for the 49ers. Now, Eric Garcetti, who is the mayor of Los Angeles, he has came out and said that he doesn't want the Chargers or the Oakland Raiders to come to LA. And, he said, and I quote, "We welcome any team to come here, but I love the idea of a great rivalry to the South. We wish them luck." Now, mind you, this guy right here, he's a St. Louis Rams fan, now currently known as the Los Angeles Rams. So I understand what he's saying. He's pretty much saying, hey, look, this is my team, and I don't want you guys here. So don't come. And you know what? I agree with him. You know why? Come on now, let's be honest. The Chargers, see, I'm from LA, and one thing about being here in Southern California, we love winners. That's what we do. Now, don't get me wrong. Have the Dodgers won? No. 1988. Here's the thing. At least they have won a World Series. They have won one. They've won a few here in Southern California. So, yes, they're winners when you look at it from that standpoint. Now, since 1988, they've been losers. The Los Angeles Lakers, they suck right now. History-wise, we're the creme de la creme. You look at the Angels in Orange County, they have a World Series. So when you look at LA and even Orange County, all of these teams have won. The Clippers, I don't count the Clippers. The Clippers are like the stepbrother, the foster child nobody cares about. So, yes, I'm not talking about the Clippers. So, when I look at the Chargers, they haven't won anything. And also, I don't want to see Phillip Rivers here in L.A. I just don't. Don't get me wrong. Phillip Rivers, he can throw that football. But every time I try to roll with Phillip Rivers, he always seems to just let me down. I sit there and I'd be like, oh, Phillip Rivers, he's getting ready to do his thing. And then I sit there and I watch him play. And then it's like, come on, Phillip, why did you throw that ball? Why? Please tell me why. Why did you throw that ball? Please tell me why. Don't get me wrong. He's a gutsy player. He's going to give you everything he has on the football field. But he just makes stupid plays. And I don't want that here in L.A. I just don't want it. They haven't had a rich history of winning. Now, the Raiders, see, here's the thing about the Raiders. Here in Southern California, you have a lot of Raider fans, a ton of Raider fans. I'll be more inclined to having the Raiders even more than the Rams. I would love to have the Raiders than the Rams. Why? Super Bowls, Vince Lombardi trophies, 3 of them. Now, don't get me wrong. They've been awful. But when you sit there and you look at the young nucleus that they have, Amari Cooper, Carr, when you look at that tandem, it seems like they're on the right path. Who knows? Seriously, who knows about the Raiders? I would rather see the Raiders here in Southern California than the LA Rams. That's just me. That's just me. Now, when you look at the stadium is in Inglewood, California. Now, Inglewood is predominantly a black town, a black city, one of the only few cities in Los Angeles, LA County, where black people are predominantly the individuals, that make up the sector. And Inglewood, it's a beautiful city with beautiful women. Fellas, if you ever come to LA, go to Inglewood. You're going to see yourself some fine women. Trust and believe me that. Trust and believe me. But I understand what, the mayor's talking about. I understand that. He's a lifetime long Rams fan, and he wants that team here in LA. I understand that. But I'm going to caution the Rams by saying this. You have to win. You have to win. If you don't win, remember what happened to you years and years ago when you was here in LA. Nobody showed up. Why? You sucked. You sucked. The Raiders, they was okay, even though they won a Super Bowl here, but it wasn't consistent. Now, I understand that when you look at the Raiders, they was playing in the Coliseum. I understand that. But they have to win. And they have to do it big. They have to. Why? This is LA, baby. We can do any and everything here. We can. There's so many things to do here in LA that it's ridiculous. You could go to the beach. You can go bowling. You could go downtown, LA Live. There's so many things to do. You can go to Long Beach. They got the pier down there. They got, different games down there. They got places where you can eat. There's so many things to do here in LA to where if this team, if they're not winning, nobody is going to go and see them play. Why? We have the Dodgers. We have the Lakers. And also we have survived. We've done well knowing that we don't have an NFL team. We were okay with that. It was like, yeah, do we want an NFL team? Yes, we do. Yes, we want an NFL team, but we don't need it. We don't. We got the Lakers. We have the Dodgers. Yes, I keep on saying the Dodgers. For a long time, long time, the Dodgers were kings here in LA. Now, recently, since, the Lakers have put together so many championships, the Lakers have circumvented the Dodgers. But those two organizations, they're LA. So if they want to get to that level, if they want to reach that level, they have to win. Simple as that. They have to win in a big way. There's only so many times that we're going to sit back and say, okay, they're losing. We're okay with that. You have the honeymoon stage. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Sooner rather than later, we're going to be like, okay, yeah, you need to win. Seriously. You need to win now. So Stan Kroenke, you need to do your job. I've looked at some of, he's a billionaire. He has all this money. But when you look at, the teams that he owns, they don't do well. So that's kind of scaring me. Now, for me, I'm going to root for the Rams. I am. Why? I'm from LA. But when they go up against my San Francisco 49ers, no. Hell nah. That's my team. From the womb to the tomb. However, I do want the Rams to win. I just do. But coming up on the Griz, I was speaking about the San Francisco 49ers, and I have to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. They have a new coach, and I don't know if it's going to work. Chip Kelly. So I'm going to talk about that next here on The Griz. We're back, and this is The Griz. Before the break, I was talking about, the Rams being here in LA, and I'm here to tell you it's going to be okay as far as the different themes that will be here as far as being in this city, referring to the stadium, the Super Bowl, when, the mayor, Eric Garcetti, when he was talking about the Super Bowl being here every 4 or 5 years, even hosting the Final Four, even an Olympic bid. These are good things for LA and especially Inglewood. It'll bring a lot of prosperity to the neighborhood. So I just hope everything works out. Trust me. I really want everything to work out. Now, enough of that. The San Francisco 49ers, they have hired Chip Kelly. He spoke today as far as the news conference about the team. And, Chip Kelly, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't like the man. I just didn't like the way in which he handled things in Philadelphia. A lot of his players were saying that there's a certain type of black person he likes to be around. For me, that doesn't sound good. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I will. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Why? He's my coach. He's the coach of the San Francisco 49ers. So that's something that I just have to do. Even if I don't want to do it, I have to do it. But this is where Chip Kelly loses me. This is where he loses me when he sits there and talks about this bum, Colin Kaepernick. This is what he said about Colin Kaepernick. Obviously, Cap is an extremely talented football player, and you need to have a good quarterback to win. Kelly said when asked if Kaepernick made the Niners an attractive team. That's what he said. Now, for those of you who have never ever heard my show before, I loathe Colin Kaepernick, the detestable one. I can't stand this dude. Seriously. So if Chip Kelly, if he comes to San Francisco with that mindset, he's not going to be here long. Seriously. If you're talking about Colin Kaepernick playing quarterback in the National Football League, no. I'm going to tell you where Colin Kaepernick needs to be at. Have you ever went to Walmart and, you see the old people out there and they sit there and they say, how you doing? Welcome to Walmart. Like they're greeters. Yeah, that's Colin Kaepernick right there. He needs to be one of those type of people right there. Yes, that's what he needs to be. If you're talking about him playing quarterback in the National Football League, Colin Kaepernick is a bum. Seriously, he's a straight up bum status. I don't like this dude, and I don't understand why Jed York and Trent Baalke is on this stupid level. Like they're playing with a stupid spirit. That's something my mama would say when we would do things growing up, and she just didn't understand it. She'd say, okay, why you playing with that dumb spirit? You playing with a stupid spirit. That's these guys right here, and also Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly, if you want to keep your job, get as far away from this guy as you possibly can. Excuse me. He's a straight up bum status. A guy who wants to show off his tattoos and he wants to be cool. I don't want my quarterback to be cool. That's just me. I don't want you to be the hip guy. Now, can you have some swag? Can you be fly? Fly is good. Can you be that like Tom Brady? Definitely. Be that. But when I sit there and I watch him in a press conference and this bum has on some Dre headphones, it's like, come on, dude, you're trying to be cool. I don't need for my quarterback to be cool. I don't. Only thing I need for my quarterback to do is go out there and make plays. That's all I need for him to do. I don't need for him to do nothing else. This guy regress. He straight up regress. And he's a bum. He's a bum. He never ever made not one player on the football field better, especially the skill position players. He didn't make any of those guys better. Not one of them. Straight bum status. So if Chip Kelly, if he wants to play with that stupid spirit, by all means, do it. You won't keep your job. Seriously, you will not keep your job, Chip Kelly. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Chip Kelly, if you're listening, if you want to keep your job, get as far away from that bum as you can. That bum cost Jim Harbaugh his job, even though Jim Harbaugh was off anyway. You know, Jim Harbaugh is like, you know, he's a weirdo. He for real. He's just weird. He's one hell of a coach though. Now, as far as Chip Kelly and the way in which he, you know, his mannerisms, is like he's a knockoff Bill Belichick. But one thing that I did like when I heard him speak, he doesn't want to have anything to do with player personnel. See, he got humbled. That man got humbled. See, he came into the NFL thinking, oh, this is nothing. I can do this. This is like Oregon. Nah, this ain't Oregon. Nah, this is the National Football League. Not for very long. Ask Jerry Glanville about that one. He'll tell you. This is the National Football League. Not for very long. So he came in here thinking that, oh, I can do whatever I want to do. And quickly found out, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that here in the National Football League. No, you can't do that. There's certain things that you have to do. And now he understands that. Now, Trent Baalke, I'm not a fan of Trent Baalke. Trent Baalke doesn't know how to draft offensive players. Defensively wise, yeah, he's okay. But offensively wise, he's a bum too. I don't understand what's going on with the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm not even going to sit here and lie. For a minute, I was thinking, I said, man, these guys is making me mad. Do I really want to become a St. Louis Rams fan? Now the LA Rams? And I thought about it and I was like, nah, I can't do that. But, you know, Chip Kelly, now he understands that I can't do this. I can't, so let me leave it to somebody who can. Now, as far as his attitude, now I talked about that a little bit earlier. I just didn't like to hear a coach and players say that, well, this guy, he preferred this type of black guy. And Stephen A. Smith, he said it best. You never ever heard that from any NFL coach. So that's not good. He can't do that this time around. He can't. He wants to be a dictator. Like I said before, he's a knockoff of Bill Belichick. He came to the NFL thinking he can do what he wants to do, and he quickly found out that, no, I can't do it. Here's the thing. He's an all right coach. He went to the playoffs 2 times in Philly. His last year, he was fired. So he's a halfway decent coach. But, you know, we'll see. Only time will tell what will happen. I hope he does well. Seriously, I do, because I'm a San Francisco 49er fan. How many times have you been fans have had a coach where you say, man, I don't want that damn coach, but that's my team. That's my team. So I got to go with my team. And if that means that I have to sit there and swallow my tongue and root for this coach to be successful, by all means, I'll do it. The same thing with players. You'll sit there and you'll root for a player knowing that you don't like the player, but the only reason why you're rooting for that player is because that player is with your team. I despise, and I talk about this all the time, I despise Luke Walton when he played with the Lakers. I despise Sasa Vujacic when he played with the Lakers. I hated Luke Walton. I hated him. I hated Luke Walton. But I wanted that guy to succeed. Why? If he succeeds, then the Lakers succeed. If he doesn't succeed, then the Lakers will still succeed. But I wanted him to succeed because I knew that he would benefit the Lakers. So it's the same thing with coaches. And like I said before, he got humbled. He got humbled in the NFL. Now, I love to box. I've told you before, I box, not professionally, not even amateurly. I go in the boxing gym and I spar with some of the guys, and I get my little Muhammad Ali on, and I'm sticking and moving, floating like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Seriously, that's what I do in the ring. I can do what Muhammad Ali can do. Yes, I can go. But there was a guy that he came to the boxing gym, and he was a professional fighter. I'm not gonna say his name. But, he came to the gym and he was very cocky and he was very disrespectful to people. He wasn't friendly. And one of the guys at the gym, he had to put this guy in check. And he let him know, dude, you don't come in here with that stuff. You'll get knocked out. Don't come in here with that. Don't come up in here with that foolishness. Don't do that. In the words of my grandmama, I ain't apt to being worried, which means I don't have time for foolishness. Isn't it crazy how, you talk to old people and they have these sayings? You'll be like, what? Hold on. Where that come from? But it makes sense, though. I ain't apt to being worried. That was something my grandmama would say. And, and the guy who told him that, he was a friend of mine. And he told him, look, dude, you don't come in this boxing gym like that. You don't do that. You act like you have some respect. If not, you're going to get your ass beat. And that's what he told him. And you know what happened? That guy, who was a professional fighter, he got in line. Why? He had to get checked. He had to understand that there's certain things that you do when you come to a boxing gym. You don't come into a boxing gym and be disrespectful and thinking that you can do what you want to do and there's no consequences and repercussions. No, you don't do that. And the same thing that goes with Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly came to the NFL cocky, arrogant, thinking that, I was at Oregon. Yeah, I went to a national championship. I didn't win, but I have this offense, and I can sit there and do what I want to do. I can treat people any kind of way, and I can do what I want to do. And what happened in the NFL? Jeffrey Lurie was like, hey, you ain't got to go, but you got to get the hell up out of here. Bye. See you. And that's what happened in the boxing gym. It's like, dude, you get in line. If you don't get in line, if you're out of line, I'm going to put you in line. And, this is just a learning thing for him. And hopefully he learns. If not, then, he'll be out of the NFL permanently. Now, coming up on the Griz, the Warriors. The Warriors, these guys, they just keep on winning. Like, seriously. It's like, okay, how long will these guys win? Seriously, how long will these guys win? And you know what? I'm not even going to go on break. I'm going to talk about the Warriors for a minute. You know what the Warriors remind me of? There was a boxing match that came on Showtime. And Showtime, they had like a little promotion to get people to tune in to the channel. And they had Deontay Wilder, who's a heavyweight, and I was watching a fight, and I was saying to myself, man, this dude sucks. Seriously, this dude sucks. He has absolutely no skills. There's somebody out there who doesn't know anything about boxing or they know just a little bit about boxing, and they'll swear up and down that this guy has skills. Like, they'll be thinking like, man, this guy right here, he can fight. And it just pisses me off that people think that way. So I say all that to say that there's some poor soul out there, and it's probably you listening to me right now, there's probably some poor soul out there thinking that Golden State is like the Don Dada, like these guys is just super duper great. And I'm here to tell you, no, they're not. As far as history-wise, they couldn't beat none of the top teams that the NBA has ever produced. Seriously, they couldn't do it. However, in this NBA, they're the best. They're the best. You know what? I'm not going to say that. They have to go up against San Antonio. I can't wait to see those matchups, that and the Thunder. I can't wait to see those two teams go at it. As far as the Eastern Conference, yeah, Golden State, they have that on lock. Dominated LeBron James and them. I was really upset with Kyrie Irving. I felt like he didn't compete. I felt Steph Curry, he took the fight to him, let him know that, you know what, I'm the MVP. You're nothing. You're beneath me. And that's the mindset that they play with. They played like, you know what, you can't touch me. There's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can say that will stop me from whooping your behind. That's what they did to the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls, yeah, they're not as good as they were with Tom Thibodeau, but they're still formidable. But you know what? They're like not the Cavaliers. Steph Curry is like, I don't care about none of that. I don't care. I'm coming here and I'm coming to dominate. And they're playing great basketball right now, even though people thought that they were in trouble when they lost to, who was that? The Detroit Pistons. And then people was like, oh, you know, they're slipping because they got blown out. And then what they do? Then they go on and they go to LeBron's house, smack on them, and then they turn around and they do the same exact thing to the Chicago Bulls. So it just lets me know that this is a team that will not be messed with as far as the Eastern Conference. But I want to get back to the lecture at hand. The lecture at hand is that there's some poor soul out there. There's some poor soul out there who is going to think that, man, this is the greatest basketball team ever. Yes, they did for real. That's what people are going to think. This is the greatest basketball team ever. They can beat Michael Jordan's Bulls, Magic Johnson's Lakers, Shaq and Kobe's Lakers, Bird and McHale's Celtics. They can beat these guys, Olajuwon's Houston Rockets. They can beat these guys. These guys are great. Stop it. Stop it. They're good for this era. For this era alone. Just like Deontay Wilder. I'm watching this guy and I'm saying, wow, this guy is a bum. He can't fight. You know why? If he would have went in the ring, if he would have fought, say, Mike Tyson, and I'm not even talking about Ali, I'm talking about, you know, the triplets in the 90s, Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, those guys knock him out within the first round. I'm watching him fight, and I'm like, okay, this guy, he can't throw a hook. Okay, he's fighting a left-handed fighter, a southpaw. Why is his stance like that? Doesn't know how to slip punches. It's like, okay, he's very limited as to what he can do. His defense, he has no defense. He doesn't know how to shoulder roll. He doesn't know how to dip. He doesn't know how to rock and roll. He doesn't have any defensive concept. So when he goes up against somebody who can actually fight, he's going to get knocked out. The same thing with Golden State. Now, today's NBA, you don't have guys who can sit there and play in the post. That's how you beat a team like this. That's how you do it. Yeah, they can shoot 3-point shots. What's the old saying? You live by the 3-point shot, you die by it. I don't care how great of a 3-point shooting team you are, you're going to have laws where you don't make them. Now, they really don't have them a lot, but trust and believe me, they have them. but you have to be able to make these guys pay for it. There's no team out there that can make these guys pay for it. Why? Every team out there mirrors them. They do what they do better than everyone else. There's only one team out there that will give them a run for their money, and that's the San Antonio Spurs. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, I don't know. The only reason why I say that is because of their coach. This guy came from the college game, and just because you have two superstar players, that doesn't equate to a championship. It just doesn't. In order for you to be able to win as a duo, you have to have that coach, and you have to have that supporting cast. I've seen Oklahoma City play. I'm not really too fond of their supporting cast. Cantors, yes, he can play, but the guy don't play a lick of defense. Like, he's allergic to playing defense. Serge Ibaka, who got the big deal, is like, okay, you have to be more consistent. Seriously, he has to be more consistent. And, Russell Westbrook, the guy is phenomenal. When he dunks the ball, he's just nasty with it. He's just nasty. And then Kevin Garnett, and then I'll just say Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant, whew, that's a bad boy right there. Kevin Durant has all the skills in the world. None of that matters. None of it matters if you don't have a coach who can be able to put guys in the right position to be able to make plays. So, do I see them beating a team like Golden State? Nah, I don't. When you look at Golden State, you sit there and you see not only Steph Curry handle the basketball, you'll see Andre Iguodala handle the basketball. You'll sit there and you will see Klay Thompson handle the basketball. You'll sit there, you'll see Draymond Green handle the basketball. All of these guys, especially when they go small, all of those guys can handle the ball, and all of those guys can shoot three-point shots. So it makes them very, very tough to guard. The one way that you can combat that is by going into the post. That's how you do it. And what team can do that? It's the San Antonio Spurs with Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan can do it. I think seriously, I don't want them to win. I don't like the Spurs. I said this before. I don't want Tim Duncan to have more championships than Kobe. I just don't. But if Tim Duncan, if he can play how he played in the NBA Finals against the Heats, they will beat Steph Curry and company. Now, I was talking about big men, and there's a big man in the game who can really, really be great. He just has to take his game to the next level, and I'll talk about that next here on the Griz. We're back, and this is the Griz. I was talking about big man and how big men play an intricate part as far as winning championships, and if a big man is out there, a big man can sit there and make Golden State life a living hell. And the big man that I'm talking about is DeMarcus Cousins. That guy right there, Boogie Cousins. I like that guy. Seriously, I like that guy. The only thing about Boogie Cousins, besides his, him being mercurial, the guy can play. The guy can play. The guy has all of the skills. For him to be that big, that strong, the guy can move. I like him. And not only do I like his basketball skills, I like him as a leader of the team. Why do I say that? You remember when his coach got fired at the beginning of the season, and he came out and he said, and he was playing good at the time, and he got hurt, and he said, you know what? I blame myself. I know that if I was healthy, I know that my coach would not have gotten fired. When he said that, he gained so much respect from me. Now, as far as being a leader of the team, I'll take that back. I don't know if he's a leader of the team, but as far as my admiration and my respect, he gained that tenfold. Just for him even saying that, for him to say that, it was like, okay, I like this guy. Yeah, he might be off the cuff. He might have a little psychological problems going on, but as far as, you know, the respect factor, he has that from me. Now, the Kings, they beat my Los Angeles Lakers. Boogie Cousins, he dogged out my Lakers, and you know what? I'm here to tell you, I'm in despair. Seriously, I'm in despair with the Los Angeles Lakers. It's hurt my heart. Y'all just don't understand it. There's a lot of Laker haters out there, and I know the Laker haters, I know that they're feeling this. I know that they're loving this. Even out here in LA, there's a lot of Laker haters out here. You know, I see them and they say, oh, F the Lakers, and what about your Lakers? Your Lakers ain't nothing. You know, Kobe Bryant, you know, he's a black mamba. Nah, he ain't the black mamba. He's a water snake. Just all type, just engaging in hyperbole. Just pissing me off. I'm in despair. Seriously, I'm in despair when it comes to the Lakers. You know, I sit there and I watch Sportsnet with James Worthy, and, you know, they always have another guest on there, whether it be Michael Cooper or Robert Horry, Antoine Jameson, AC Green. You know, they have different guys in studio. And when I start to hear these guys start saying, well, you know, the Lakers, they didn't get blown out. They got beat by 4 points, and they're happy about that. That makes me fall into despair. Seriously, it makes me feel bad. The Lakers are awful. What? They don't even have 10 victories. What? We're talking about the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers, like, they're done as of right now. And it hurts my heart. Now I understand how Clipper fans feel. I understand. Seriously, I understand to watch a game and hope and pray that your team don't get blown out the water. The Lakers' last 4 games, they have been beaten by an average of 17 points. They have lost 6 straight games to the Sacramento Queens. Come on. Seriously, come on. I don't understand it. I just don't. And please, people, I want people to understand this. Right now, I'm a little upset, as you can hear in my voice. So I might say some things that I don't mean, but I really mean. You know how when you get upset at somebody, you say things that you wish you never said, but at the time you were just upset and you just said it. That's going to be me right now. So please forgive me of the things that I'm getting ready to utter right now about these sorry-ass Lakers. They're pissing me off. Seriously. Kobe Bryant. I need Mr. Bean. I need for him to sit down. Seriously. I need for Kobe Bryant to sit down. I love me some Kobe. One of the greatest players that the game has ever seen, but he don't have it no more. He just don't have it. He don't have it anymore. I wish he did, but he don't. It's sad for me to continuously see him go out there and play just a few minutes, and then it's a wrap. Why? An injury here, an injury there, some small. He needs to go. And then I'm looking at the young players, Julius Randle. Where is he at? And now, I said before that I wasn't even a fan of this guy. I'm not. I sit there, I was watching the game yesterday with my girl. My girl was watching the game, and Julius Randle did some old nasty looking, funny, buddy looking shot, and she was like, what is that? I said, yeah, it look nasty, huh? She was like, yeah. I said, he always do that. Where's his skill set? Where? I don't know. I just don't know. D'Angelo Russell slower than molasses. I mean, he plays like he's older than Methuselah. It's like, come on, dude. Put a little bit more pep in your step, man. Go up against these guards, man. Show them why you was a number 2 pick in the draft. Do something. Show me something. Please show me something. And then Byron Scott. Man, what's going on? Seriously. I just don't know what. I mean, I want the man to succeed because he's from my hometown of Inglewood, California. He's from my hometown. Inglewood, always up to no good. That's where we from. But man, he's making it hard for me to sit there and continue to have his back. And the team is looking like straight up crap. It's hard. I'm tired of every time the Lakers, when they call a timeout and then they have the ball in their hand, they take a bad shot or they turn the ball over. That's bad coaching. I'm looking at the offense and I'm like, okay, why is the ball not moving? I continuously hear him talk about, we're a defensive team and, we're going to do this on defense and we're going to do that. And then I watch the game and I see them get beat by like 20 points. Where's the defense? Where's this defense that you was preaching on? I don't see it. Somebody please tell me. I don't see it. And then hold up. That's just not them. I'm talking about the front office too. That old bum Mitch Kupchak. Come on. You can't even get a free agent to even come here. At first I used to think it was Kobe Bryant. Everybody sat there and got on Kobe Bryant's head because of what happened with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then LaMarcus Aldridge came around and said, nah, Kobe Bryant was the best part of the pitch. It was Lakers organization. That's you, Mitch. That's you, Jim Buzz. What's going on? Come on. Dr. Buzz is turned over in his grave. If the man can get up, he would come up and he'll slap both of them. Man, what y'all doing to my baby? Come on. It don't make no sense. It just don't. It don't make any sense that the Lakers go out there routinely and get their asses whooped. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing the Lakers go out there repeatedly and get whooped on. And then I got to always hear Byron Scott, well, we got to learn from this and we got to do this and we got to go back to the drawing board. Hey, man, I'm tired of hearing that, man. I'm tired of hearing it. I understand that the Lakers are not going to be good this year. I understand that. But it's like, dude, I wasn't expecting for them to look like that. We're making jokes about the Lakers being crappy. Like the Lakers are the butt of all the jokes in the sports world. When you want to refer to somebody sucking, you say, oh, they play like the Lakers. And then everybody know what it means. What? We're the Los Angeles Lakers. You know what this reminds me of? I bought a tablet for my daughter from RCA. Now, RCA was formed by David Sarnoff during the early 1900s. RCA was like Sony. It was like Apple. They were the cream of the crop when it came to the communications world, the telecommunications world. And then after the great David Sarnoff fell off, after he died, the company, it just went to just shreds. So, yeah, I sit there and I bought this tablet for my daughter. And I bought it maybe a day before Black Friday or something like that. And last week, the tablet, it messed up. So I called RCA and I said, this tablet is not working anymore. You know what they told me? Well, what we need for you to do is go online and fill out the paperwork, and then we'll get back to you in 1 to 2 days. Beg your pardon? Are you serious about that? So I got to wait for you to let me know something? What? Sony, they don't do that. Where they do that at? I know David Sarnoff is rolling over in his grave to know that the company that he started, they're practicing. That's their business structure. That's not good. It's not good. That's the Los Angeles Lakers. That's how the Lakers are acting right now. What? Oh, man. It's just mind-boggling to me. It just hurts me. Seriously, it just hurts me. But I'm out of breath right now, so I'm getting ready to go to break, and we'll be back here on the Griz. We're back, and this is the Griz. Yesterday, or maybe the day before, I went to the dentist, and when I went to the dentist, well, one of the reasons why I went to the dentist was because I have like a little side gap here, and I had braces, and I lost my retainer, so I went to the dentist and try to see if I can get 2 new retainers, top and bottom. Now, the gap is on my bottom tooth on the right side, and it's about 2 inches wide in diameter. And so when I was talking to the orthodontist, she asked me, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to get braces? And I was like, nah, I don't want no braces. Nah, For those of you who have had braces, you know every process of having braces, it hurts. So I was like, no, I don't want that. And then she was saying that it was 2 different types of retainers that they could give me. And I was like, okay, give me the one that helps me with this 2-inch gap that I have. So, after the consultation, I went in there and I talked to the head lady of the dentist place. And, she was calling my insurance company and she gave me the price. And I was like, hold up. Wait, why is this? She was like, well, the reason why it's this is because the orthodontist, she said that, or she recommended that you get this. I said, well, I ain't tell her that. I ain't tell her I wanted braces. I told her I ain't want no braces. And you know why they did that? They wanted my money. And I told her that. I said, you know what? Y'all want my money, huh? I said, y'all ain't getting my money. Y'all all up in my pockets and y'all want what I have. Nah. I told the woman what to say, and then she gonna turn around and do it her way. You know why? Because she want my money. Now, I went and got a deep cleaning and all that stuff, and it was just awful. And people out there, please go to the dentist and, get your teeth squared away. Ain't nothing worse than talking to somebody and their breath is foul and funky. Seriously. I was talking to a guy not too long ago. The man was talking to me, and as he was talking to me, his breath was burning the inside of my nose. I was trying to I gave the guy some gum. Well, I tried to give the guy some gum, and he gonna tell me, nah, I don't want it. And I insisted, here's some gum, I'm gonna take it. Nah, I'm okay. I'm saying to myself, dude, your breath is humming. It's humming, dude. Seriously, take this gum. When he was speaking, it was like his breath was burning the insides of my nose. And I'm like, dude, come on, your breath is stinking. So, yeah, I got a deep cleaning out there, yeah. And people out there, please, take care of your teeth. But let's get back to the sports. Carmelo Anthony passes Larry Bird on all-time scoring list. The total moves him past Larry Bird, sole possession of 31st place on the NBA all-time scoring list, giving him 21,793 career points. So my question is, who's the better player? Doug Stewart would always say something like, well, if you had a basketball team, not in the NBA, but you were just picking teams, who would you pick? Carmelo Anthony or Larry Bird? And I'm here to tell you, give me some Larry Bird. Yes, give me Larry Bird. Carmelo Anthony, nah, he's not on that level. Can Carmelo Anthony score the rock? Yes, he can. He can score with the best of them. But that's about all the man can do. He can't do too much of nothing else. He doesn't make guys better. What else? Rebounding, he's not all that. Defensively, he's horrible unless he's going up against LeBron James. Larry Bird was just phenomenal. I mean, what can you say about Larry Bird? Larry Bird get out on that basketball floor, or he gets out on the court outside where, you know, the asphalt make your knees hurt. If he gets out on there, he just going to shoot jump shots all day long, and he's not going to miss. So the game is going to be over really, really fast. Carmelo Anthony is not that great of a jump shot shooter. He's a hell of a scorer, but as far as shooting the ball, nah. So give me Larry Bird. The game is going to be over really, really fast. Melo is going to be over fast, but not like Bird. Now, I was talking about earlier in the show about, you know, a guy who can take over the game and give a team like Steph Curry and company problems. And that guy is DeMarcus Cousins. And I kind of talked about him, and then I went off into the Lakers, and y'all already know what happened with that. But when I was watching his stats, I was looking at his stats, I was like, nah, that's not good enough. Like, I'm looking at his numbers, and he's been in the league since 2010. He's never, ever had a season where he has shot from the field over 50%. So that right there in itself is a huge, huge problem for me. When you look at guys, and I'm talking about the three greatest centers ever, for me, Shaq, Kareem, and Olajuwon. When you look at those guys, as far as shooting from the field, those guys shot over 50%. So that lets me know that they were taking high volume shots. DeMarcus Cousins, on the other hand, he's not doing that. He can't be doing it. Why? He's shooting for his career 46% from the field. That's not good. That will not get the job done. He has to be more efficient in the way in which he scores. Yes, you're putting up this year 26.2 points per game, but he's shooting 44% from the field. That's not good. Maybe 45% because he balled out against the Lakers. Had a monster game. Was it 36 points against the Lakers? Well, 15, 16 rebounds. So, yeah, he dominated the Lakers. But he has to be consistent. He has to put up numbers like that all the time, and he has to be efficient. He's not an efficient player. And not being an efficient player will not be able to put him on that level of those guys that I just named. If he wants to take that next level, he has to put in the hard work and dedication. Do I think that he's putting in the hard work and dedication? No, I really don't think so. I could be wrong. Like I said before, hey, I do like the guy. I do. But that doesn't mean that I can't sit there and give my opinion of him. Or maybe he is working hard. He just doesn't know how to take the proper shots. Like, I'm looking at his stats. I know against the Lakers, he had 36 and 16. But I'm looking at his numbers. Now he wants to shoot 3-point shots? No. Before, an individual can start to expand their game, extend their game, first of all, they have to sit there and they have to master what they're supposed to master. What is that for DeMarcus Cousins? The post. He has to sit there and dominate that mid post or that low block area. He has to dominate that. He has to. Preferably the low block. Dominate that. Do that. Then once you sit there and once you dominate that and you perfect that, then start shooting 3-point shots. Because from the 3-point line, he's shooting 33%. And that's not good enough. So he needs to play in the post. That's what he needs to do. It's just like in boxing. I'm getting ready to go here. In boxing, a lot of guys want to fight like Floyd Mayweather. They want to show the road. And if you notice, a lot of guys, when they try to fight like Floyd Mayweather, they always get hit. You know why they get hit? They haven't mastered the art of boxing, which is put your hands up. So because they're trying to copy Floyd Mayweather, they get hit. They haven't perfected the basics. They haven't perfected what they're supposed to perfect, which is put your hands up. And excuse me for that. I accidentally hit, the microphone. But yeah, DeMarcus Cousins, great talent. He just has to take that next level. Just do what you're supposed to do. But that's my time. here on the Griz. I thank y'all for listening to me. Wow, I've been babbling, going on some soliloquies. I truly, truly thank you for listening to me. It's been an honor talking to you. I love y'all, and I'm out.